We get to interview a CEO today, which is exciting. His name is Adam Sandman. He is a guest from our network, so apparently he impressed somebody on a very high level here. And of course, the name of the company, Inflectra, founder and CEO of Inflectra, is the name of the company, and he's a software guy. Now, when is the last time you thought about? Remember, we thought about nothing but software in the 90s. In the early 90s, it was what kind of software, and I think it's turned into apps and stuff, but software really drives the entire bus here, and it's interesting. And he founded a company called Inflectra, and he's been a programmer since the age of 10. Wow. Mike's been a hard drinker since the age of 8, so you guys have lots in common somehow. And he joins us via Zoom. Adam, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
Thanks for having me on the show.
You know, here's my question. You know, we've forgotten, I think many of us that don't go to Egghead Software or go to Blockbuster and buy the little boxes have forgotten about software. I mean, honestly, I haven't even heard the word software until you start talking to people that are driving business engines and financial markets and electricity grids, and suddenly it's important. Talk about software testing, where we are in that arc of that story in the age of apps and digital development and so on and so forth.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting story because if you look back at the start of the pandemic, 2 years ago, everyone took software for granted. Everything just works. And then suddenly we're realizing that software enables the entire economy, and that if you look at everything we're doing, every single thing that drives our business, from hospitals that we go to have patients we schedule, the power grids, the electricity companies, the medical devices that we use, the drugs that took us out of the pandemic, the vaccines, every company that we interact with, the supply chains that keep goods and services coming to our homes, everything rides on software. And if you look also at the automotive industry, there's huge change going on right now where we're going from cars that are made of bits and pieces to basically cars that are software. They're giant computers that happen to have
cars
wheels.
That are software. For $60. Honestly, no, seriously, it's a great topic if you think about it. The other thing you said was just remarkable, put me on my heels, was everything just works. That is so scary to me.
Until it doesn't.
Until it doesn't. Yeah. And then you got to call Adam up because he's the guy who's, but here, we broadcast across this globe and across this country on television and the globe on radio, but here in San Diego is where we're based. And I recall, I'm going to call it 2011, when a piece of software went out in Arizona, which borders California, and the entire electrical grid, all of it, went out in San Diego, California. I'm not really sure it was any other city, by the way. I think it was just that it was that red wire got clipped that went to San Diego.
In the middle of a heat wave.
And in the middle of a heat wave, it was probably, I'm going to say 10 years ago today, maybe even. It was very close. Adam, how dependent are we on software, and how safe is our software against things like cyber attacks or even just technology just going south? Sometimes things just get old. Talk about that.
So there's many different aspects of it, and in fact, we treat it so seriously at our company that we send one of our security guys to DEF CON every year in Las Vegas, which is a conference on particularly the cybersecurity aspects and how basically nation states are getting into the business. And as you know, cyber is one of the domains of warfare, and businesses and private companies and private citizens are unfortunately part of that. So from a purely safety of what we do every day, if someone hacks the car you're driving or the autopilot or any of the devices that we rely on, or if your Nest home thermostat gets hacked, people will die. I mean, it is, unfortunately, when it works, it glues everything together, but it is very vulnerable. And when it comes to testing, unfortunately, private businesses, we do our best to test things, and our customers do their best, but oftentimes we're dealing with asymmetrical threats where you can test 99 things but forget one thing, and that one thing is the problem. And because software is being pushed into safety and mission critical places where it never used to before, we're increasing the threat. So previously, if software didn't fail, if Facebook went down, you couldn't see your friends' photographs, or you couldn't, watch a streaming video, it's annoying. But when safety systems go down, when a pacemaker that you're wearing has software in it and it gets hacked by potentially someone, or it just wasn't tested well and it didn't work in certain conditions, people will die.
Quick question. Is it bad if my whole left side just went numb when you said that? Just asking for a friend. By the way, you thought he was just a software programmer. He's words like DEF CON, mission critical. Red line decisions. By the way, you can't even get into DEF CON unless you kill a guy. So you know what? I mean, that's how badass Adam is. Adam, before we let you out, first of all, I'd love to have you back a lot, number one. Number two, what does Inflectra actually do? Like, what is your business model, and where do you guys plug in?
Right, so we sell software that helps companies, particularly in these regulated industries which are mission critical, do a better job of maintaining quality and do testing. everyone wants to do a good job, but we provide them tools to actually help them do a good job, test their products. So the customers of ours who are using our software, I know their software is going to be better tested, have higher quality, and I sleep better at night. So really, that's what we're there for. Help our customers do a better job so you can sleep better at night.
Okay, so here's my question. So there's no doubt that small business in the last 20 years needed to hire an HR professional just to have, if not in-house, to have an attorney. Then suddenly we're talking about cybersecurity. We should probably have somebody we call in case something gets hacked or there's a ransomware or something that shows up on our company computer. Now we're talking about software engineers and software paradigms coming back into the workplace because we are so, to put it into your parlance, we're so dependent upon things because things just work. Is this a new category of consulting? I mean, I should say an old new category because you were the only thing for a while. Then you were sort of, we got the cybersecurity guy. Now you guys are more important than ever. Wouldn't you agree?
I think a chief quality and risk officer should be in every company's Rolodex. They should be thinking of it. Maybe it's a fractional one if you're a small company. You need someone whose job is to understand quality and risk in your company, even if you're a small company.
This guy is basically James Bond. Adam, James Bond, 00, Sandman. Yeah, right? No.
Pacemaker. When he said pacemaker, you're like, oh, okay.
That was when he said DEF CON.
DEF CON.
He said DEF CON, then this happened.
Mission critical.
DEF CON. All right, that does it for us. Adam, thank you so much. You can go to their website, by the way, Inflectra.com. You'll see more of him on the program, I promise.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Jared Coleman, our director. That's all that matters. Except for Mike Costa. Mike Costa's Closet.org for organization. I'm Sully. Sully Speaks Money. See you guys tomorrow.